I hate resellers. Everybody that has ever watched my channel before knows that as facts. But today, I'm not holding back no more. I'm really gonna go in today. I'm pulling up on the block. I'm jumping out the whip. I got extendos. I got switches. And I'm dropping shells all over the block. I'm not holding nothing back. I'm letting any and everybody have it. You know what it is. It's basically EBK on a reseller, and I'm gonna go in, but before I do that, I'm gonna let you guys know what it is. Some of you guys like these guys. Some of you guys tend to even defend these guys, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you what it really is. These guys are not here for the culture. They don't care about you. They're not your friends. They have nothing to do with the culture. All they've done is exploit the culture. They scam you. They fill their pockets on you guys by exploiting the game, and that's all it really is. When it comes down to it, these resellers, these YouTube scammers, they are not about the culture. They're all about their own pockets and exploiting you and getting money. So today, after I do this and I drop the dopest intro you ever seen in your life, we're gonna come back and we're gonna get in that ass.
OG Trap Jordan, OG Trap Jordan, the other sneaker YouTubers, the hell I'm born. OG Trap Jordan, OG Trap Jordan, I got sneakers, raining and pouring.
What up, YouTube? OG Trap Jordan, back with another one, and today I'm about to crack some heads. But before I get into that, I want to send a special shout out to one of my subscribers, Marlon. I've been chopping it up with Marlon for a minute on IG, and we talked on the phone yesterday finally, and I just want to talk about something that happened with him recently because it directly correlates with today's subject. And basically, as you know, we're talking about the resellers, we're talking about the scammers, we're talking about the people that exploit people to make money off of them, that aren't really about the culture. They're only about making money and exploiting the game and all the shenanigans. So basically, what's going on with Marlon? Marlon was trying to get a pair of those Awake NY 5s, the pink ones. So Marlon, he had a daughter that passed away a few years back, rest in peace to her, and she has a birthday coming up and he wanted to commemorate her, so I'm gonna put some pictures up right here too, and he was trying to get a hold of those pink shoes. He wanted to wear them on the birthday, and he basically was lucky enough, I think he said that his son had hit on the blue joints, so he was trying to do some trades, and he was running into a lot of obstacles. A lot of people were trying to bust him upside the head on trade block. They were like, yeah, send us the blue pair and then send us the brick by bricks, or send us the blue pair and a whole bunch of crazy money on top of it.
And I'd like you to get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
And he finally got a hold of a dude, and forgive me, but I can't remember his actual real name, but I'll put his information right here for trade block, and it's basically ROSADO 2105, and they basically got to chopping it up. Marlon got to chopping it up with this dude, and shout out to him as well. But he basically shot him the pink shoes just off like the strength, just as another sneakerhead. He was kind of compassionate about his situation and he wanted to hook him up, and I believe, if I'm not correct, or if I am correct, he just shot him the shoes, which I thought was really dope.
Nice.
And that's the type of thing in the sneaker community that I think we need to get back to. He basically shot him the shoes. I don't even know if he accepted the blue shoes. Now, I know that's rare, and I know that to say that you should just be out here giving out shoes is ridiculous. I wouldn't say that, but I would say that this dude is a real one, and he really definitely deserves a round of applause for that. So shout out to Marlon and shout out to him, because that's real sneaker culture etiquette right there. That's the type of stuff that the sneaker culture is missing right now, and we need more of that in the game. So I say all that because I'm about to get into these resellers. Now, we got a lot of phony shit going on lately, and a lot of you guys know about what happened with Cool Kicks, and there's a lot of other YouTubers out here that I can't stand anymore because they've completely ruined the culture. They're not for the culture, like I said, they're for their pockets, and they're out here exploiting young people, and it's getting out of hand, and I'm really tired of it. And I really just want to go ahead and crack these guys upside the head and let you guys know that it's not acceptable anymore. What happened with Cool Kicks, it's not the first time he's been in the headlines. It's not the first time. I know he put that little update out on his site, or his team did, and they said that, oh, they just accidentally bought a bunch of stolen product. But to that, I say BS, but we'll see what happens. These are all allegations, but we've had other allegations to where he went to another sneaker resale shop. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he sold those guys a bunch of fakes. So this guy's got a track record, and it's nothing new in the game. There's all types of shit going on. There's all types of shenanigans. We know about the train heist. We know about the backdooring. We know all the stories, but some of your favorite YouTubers are just as guilty as this shit. And I'm gonna start calling out names. I don't care no more. Really, you got Unbreakable Kicks, you got Sniper Kicks. These guys are phony as fuck. I used to watch both of them, and then one day I just realized that these guys are not even real sneakerheads. Maybe Unbreakable was at one point, but he's got no etiquette, he's got no morals. If you guys don't know about Unbreakable Kicks, there's been allegations on him in the past too, where he sold a pair of fake shoes to somebody, and then allegedly he turned around and said, you know what? I don't know who sold those to me. I thought they were real. It was some Mexican dude I met in the mall. And you know what? Some other YouTubers back in the day, like Damn D and Mr. Skinny, they were going in on him and they were really busting his head. And supposedly, allegedly, what he did was he went ahead and he turned around and he hit them with a cease and desist order. So basically, he got the law involved. He attempted to, I think he was even, I'm not sure, these are allegations, maybe he was attempting to sue, or maybe it was just a cease and desist order. But you see what this guy does, and you see how fucking phony he is at this point when he's on his live streams and he's acting like he's mad that he didn't hit the shoes, but he's got a whole plethora of shoes behind him, the same exact shoe that he's reselling on Whatnot for jacked up oversized prices when they're not even going for that much. These guys get on their videos and their whole video is to sell merchandise. It's basically the home shopping network, and then their whole plan is to hype up these shoes and make you think they're going to be hard to get and super expensive. So buy them now because they got a full-size run. And that's another thing I don't like about Unbreakable Kicks, when he's telling you that basically these shoes, he's so mad, he's so upset with Nike because they keep upping the prices. You want to know the ironic thing is him and other YouTubers are the reason that they're up in the prices, because Nike sees that these shoes are going for crazy prices sometimes on the aftermarket for the resale, so they decided that they wanted to get a piece of the pie. Now, does that make Nike good? No, but I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, not even my opinion, pretty much facts, it's their fault. These same guys that are telling you, I can't believe how expensive shoes are, will turn around and bop you upside of your head for like $400 or $500 before the shoe comes out, and then it comes out and it's going under retail. And this is something that's been going on for a long time, and I just want to say that it's their fault, and they did this. They've totally exploited the game. They've taken the fun out of it. They're not about the culture. They're a whole bunch of scammers. They're all about their pockets, which is fine. And you know what? At the end of the day, if you want to call me a hater, call me a hater. But you know what? At some point, what's the difference between being a hater and just calling it like it is and pointing out the real shit? We got other dudes that do the same thing. You got Piper Tricks, as I like to call him, aka Sniper Kicks, who does the same type of similar shit. He's just a full-blown reseller. I don't think that dude ever was a real sneakerhead. I think he's got a bunch of shoes because this is the business that he found most lucrative and found a way to exploit it. And at the end of the day, he's doing the same thing, and now he's turning around and he's selling classes on how to be a dirtbag just like him. So if you want to be a dirtbag, I'm going to tell you, you don't need a class to do that. All you need to do is get a plug, take your morals and your ethics and throw them shits out the window and be ready to be a dirtbag and bop young kids upside the head, and then make a bunch of videos like a home shopping network on YouTube and exploit the game and tell everybody that these are going to go for ridiculous prices and hit them 2 months later and bop them upside the damn head. That's all you got to know. You don't got to watch Sniper Kicks anymore to do that. Now, that's not even an allegation. He shows us that. He gets on his videos every day and says, "What's good, y'all, man?" and tells you that these shoes are the most craziest shoes you're ever going to get, and they're going to be super hard to get, but you can come over here and get them from me because I got them in bulk. I spent $50,000 on these, man. And then you guys wonder why you can't get them. Well, guess what? it does seem like, and you know what, I'm not the biggest fan of the way Nike does their operations, but as you see what happened with Cool Kicks, it does seem like they're coming down and they're cracking down. And you know what? Some of these guys that are out here that are doing this, they were quiet as a church house mouse when that shit went down. We seen a lot of, excuse me, fuck it, I'm not even editing this shit. We seen a lot of people making videos on that. That was a trending topic. And we know what happens when there's a trending topic in the sneaker community. Everybody and their mom makes a video about it, except for a certain few individuals this time. And you know, like, content right now is few and far between. So anytime there's something that cracks off, usually everybody's making a video. I definitely made a video. I got good numbers off my video. But these certain guys, they didn't say shit. And I don't think it's just because they're friends with Cool Kicks. I think it's because these motherfuckers are scared, because they know what they're doing. As you can see, I'll put a picture right here of what Uncle Chrissy said the other day. And then I'll go ahead and I'll talk about it, because you know what? I said something in a previous video that's almost identical to what this dude said right here. So let me just read this off to you. There is no difference between early pairs and stolen pairs. Nike or other brands are not authorizing these pairs to go to resellers. So any way it goes down, it's illegal. Whether it be paying off the factory manager or sticking a gun in a truck driver's face, it's all theft. So I say that because I said the same thing the other day. I was basically saying that it doesn't matter, because I was talking about how basically these guys get these shoes, and it doesn't matter how they get them. It doesn't matter if they're backdooring them. It doesn't matter if they're actually getting them off the back end of a heist. At the end of the day, it's a theft. And it does seem like Nike is starting to crack down, and I think these dudes should be scared. Now me, on the other hand, like, I don't want to see nobody go to jail, but I can't stand these dudes. I can't stand a fucking reseller. I can't stand a scammer. I can't stand people that exploit this culture that I love, that I've been a part of for probably majority of my life, and I've seen how bad it got in the last few years, and I can't stand the shit anymore. So I'm gonna speak on it, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. And that's how I feel. These guys are not really about the culture. They're not even real true sneakerheads. They're just scammers. They're just con artists. They're snake oil salesmen. They make videos with catchy ass, with some catchy ass thumbnail and a catchy ass title that makes you want to click on it. And then when you click on it, they spend 9 out of 10 minutes telling you about their merchandise, which is fine. If you want to sell merchandise, that's cool. Get your money. But then they're selling all these overpriced shoes for a hyped up ass price that they created on their own, using their platform to create this hype, and they're turning around and they're scamming people, and it's not cool anymore. So I don't want to see anybody go to jail, but I wouldn't be mad if these motherfuckers would just go away. I really want to see these assholes just disappear, and I really want to see real content come back to this platform again. And I want to see real sneakerheads looking out for sneakerheads and looking out for each other, and it getting back to what it used to be, when it used to be fun, when you used to be able to get your shoes, and the only reason that would stop you from getting the shoes is if you didn't have the money. Now, yes, Nike has hiked up their prices, but whose fault is it? It's these dirtbag resellers' fault, because Nike seen that and they wanted a piece of it. Now, if Nike is really doing what they act like they're doing, which is, it looks like they're trying to come for these guys, then you know what? I say respect to that, hats off and everything. But at the end of the day, I don't care what nobody says. For a long time, they let this shit ride because it helped them out. And the reason it helped them out is because it made Nike and Jordan Brand even more popular, and they were able to continue to sell shoes off the strength of them being so popular and so sought after and so hard to get and so hard to obtain. That's why they let it ride for so long. But at the end of the day, they've really created a bunch of BS in the community, and a lot of these young people look up to these YouTube resellers and these scam artists, and they think that this is what the culture is about, and that's not what the culture is about. The culture is about the love for the shoes. It's not about being a big shot. It's not about being an arrogant asshole and exploiting young kids who don't know any better and taking their money and taking advantage of them. That's how I feel about it. I don't like these guys. I wish these guys would go away. And at the end of the day, I don't want to see old boy from Cool Kicks actually go to prison or go to jail. But on the other hand, I don't really give a shit either, because I know he didn't care when he was selling fake shoes to people allegedly, or selling stolen product allegedly, and none of these other guys either. I don't really care what happens to them. I wish they would just go back into wherever they came from, crawl back under whatever rock they came from, and just leave this shit alone. Go mess with your Labubus and your Pokemon cards or whatever else you guys can exploit. The next big thing that comes out, they'll be doing the same thing, because you know why? Because they're not sneakerheads, they're scammers, they're resellers, and that is not the same thing. I'm a sneakerhead. I got a lot of love for the sneaker community. That's why I make videos like this, and that's why I'm calling out the BS, because I can't stand the bullshit. And I'm just here to warn you guys, and you young guys that are getting into this game, don't fall for it. I even seen Jay the sneaker guy the other day. I didn't even watch his video, but from what it looked like, he was trying to say that like the soft pink 5s were going up in price. I checked StockX. They're not that much higher than they are than the actual price on those joints, and when they drop, they're gonna be a GR. They're not gonna be hard to get, so don't fall for the BS. These guys are just here to jack up the prices, jack up the hype, and then get money, because they've got a whole bunch of them sitting in their sneaker rooms, and they're selling them early, and they're trying to get over on you. And if you go ahead and you buy from these guys, then you know what you are. You're a sucker, and you fell for the bullshit game. And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to save some lives. I'm trying to warn you guys.
I'm kind of like the guy that looks out for all the kiddies in the park.
So if you guys want to come for me in the comments and tell me I'm a hater, I used to do the same thing back in the day when Damn D was making videos about bullshit ass Unbreakable kicks. I used to think the same thing. I even made a couple of comments talking about he was a hater, but as I got older and I realized what was happening, and I seen what happened after COVID and The Last Dance, I decided, you know what, he was actually right. So shout out to them. I know they can't speak on it no more like they used to, because they basically got threatened with lawsuits, which is some bitch ass shit in my opinion, but it is what it is. I say all these allegations are just allegedly, so don't come for me. I ain't got nothing to sue. So if you want to sue me, I say, like Rocky Balboa, sue me for what?
Sue me for what?
And at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's my 2 cents today, and I just want to say, if you like my content, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you can get notified every time I drop one of these bangers, and you can get some more of this good stuff in your life. And remember, no sneaker is an absolute must cop. Support the culture and not the resellers. I'm OG Trap Jordan, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.